to Wolfson Hillel Primary School. I'm Kirsten Jowett and I'm head teacher here. I'm going to talk to you about the last 5 years at our school and our journey to becoming outstanding in all areas as judged by Ofsted in March 2017. Our school motto is Inspire, Believe, Persevere, Achieve. This motto was developed by the entire school community and really embodies everything about our school. We have the most inspirational teachers and curriculum to ensure that our children love learning. We focus on Judaism and ensure that they develop their Jewish way of life and their love for Judaism. Persevere is our growth mindset. Children in our school try again until they achieve the maximum that they possibly can within their potential. At Hillel, we pride ourselves in being innovative, future-thinking professionals. What's really important to us is that our children are ready for the 21st century and for the future work life that we don't even really know what that's going to look like. So we are really intent on building resilience, in creating children who can communicate, in creating children who are technologically advanced and can fit into whatever the future modern world will look like. To do that, we have taken some radical changes to our school day and to the model within which we teach. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that as we go on. At Wolfson Hillel, we only have the highest quality teachers. I have a mantra that I said to my leadership team when I took over the school, and that is, if I would not have that teacher teach my own children, then I will not have them in my school. That's only fair that everybody gets the highest quality teacher. We all know that a bad teacher makes a bad year and children don't learn, and that's not acceptable ever for any child. Teachers in our school are highly trained. Every member of staff is on a professional route for their development. They are passionate, committed, highly motivated individuals who make up an incredible team. We have an innovative model for teaching. We have 3 teachers in every year group as secular teachers who work together collectively for the good of all 60 children. What that means is that in every year group, the teacher ratio for core subjects, maths, writing, reading, is never higher than 20 children to an adult, and sometimes it's even lower. If there are 2 teachers in a room, it will be 15 to 1, which means every child gets much more attention. Children in our school are really well cared for. Pupils say that they are safe, they feel happy at school. Ofsted quoted that pupils said teachers fix arguments in our schools and teachers plan for everyone's needs no matter what we are learning. Children here are happy and enjoy coming to school, and in the Ofsted survey 99% of them said that they would recommend another child to join our school. We have very high expectations of children at our school. All children are pushed to their maximum potential from their relative starting points. We assess children when they first join us in the school, and whatever their needs, or whether they're high ability children, low ability children, or anything in between, every child is tracked constantly throughout their time in the school. Our aim is to make sure that every child achieves the national standard of age-related expectation, or even better, and preferably even higher. This year we have implemented an innovative system of a change to our school day. I visited Helsinki to look at why the Finnish system produces results that are significantly higher than the UK on a regular basis. One of the things that they do is they start school significantly earlier in the day when young children are more like sponges and more ready to learn and alert. We have implemented that in our school, so our school day starts at 8:20 and the formal day finishes at 2:30. That allows for children's learning in reading, writing, maths and Jewish studies to be in the mornings, and in the afternoons they have the more fun subjects. Parents also have the opportunity for full wraparound care. Our gates open at 8 AM in the morning and many parents drop them off on their way to work. After school we have an hour of enrichment, which is like traditional after school clubs, and then we run a private provider after school provision from 3:30 till 6 PM on our site, so parents can have full wraparound care. We also have a private provider nursery, Stars Nursery, on our site, who will offer early morning provision before 8 AM, so working parents have full coverage of their children throughout the day. Children that join our school are very lucky because we have the most exceptional early years department. Children in our school achieve way ahead of national goals. Last year, 95% of children in early years achieved a good level of development, which means that they met or exceeded the national target for early years in all 12 areas that are tested, including communication, language and literacy, personal, social, emotion development, physical development, maths and English, which is an incredible achievement. Every child in our department is happy, is resilient, has an independent can-do attitude, and that love of learning is fostered from a really early age. Why is that important? The best start to school career means that our children continue to be the highest achieving children all the way through school. Our curriculum at Wolfson Hillel is also innovative. For most of the week, there is a greater emphasis on reading, writing, maths and Jewish studies than other subject areas. They do topic work every week, but we have focused weeks where we specifically look at science, history and British values. Science weeks are really exciting and they're deliberately done in blocks so that children can really delve into experiments and can take their time with their hypotheses in working out what actually does happen next. We find that this means our children get really engrossed in their learning. History weeks are also really exciting opportunities. So for example, recently Year 1 learnt about London and the history of London. They built Tudor houses and then we burnt them. We had London's burning. They did the experiment of what happened in the Great Fire of London in the playground. This is an opportunity they will never forget. This is fundamental to our Hillel curriculum. We have 3 core aims in our Hillel curriculum, and that is that children, Jewish ethos is fostered, children have a love of learning because they have a huge bag of memories from everything that they've experienced at their school. So what is the Hillel curriculum? 3 years ago, I spoke to the parent body and said that I felt that our children were achieving highly in results, but that they needed to be more well-rounded individuals if they were going to be the children that the secondary schools wanted to receive. So we did a piece of work looking at what skills, attitudes and behaviours did the children need other than results if they were going to be the Hillel child of 11 that everybody wanted to know and love. And we've come up with our own curriculum, which includes myself, my relationships and my learning. Myself is about knowing who you are, developing confidence, taking some risks, having a can-do attitude to become really independent young people. Relationships is about knowing how they affect other people, learning to make friends, learning that when you fall out with friends, how do you make friends again or decide to move on from some children, learning about their role in the family and the wider community, having a cultural appreciation and part of a global, sustainable world. My learning is about thinking skills and also understanding their strengths and their areas for development, being able to question their learning and apply that critical thinking skills to everything that they do. Parental involvement at Wolfson Hillel is hugely important, whether it's parents volunteering to become governors and help steer the strategic direction of the school, volunteering to support the PTA in their fundraising, and they're an amazing dynamic bunch of people. If you come to our school you must join them. Every parent is always welcome. Parents volunteer in our school with activities, some listen to readers, some help translate Hebrew. We have a vast range of skills and experiences. But what's most important is that we work together in partnership for children's learning. We do our best during the 8 hours we have the children in the day, but obviously there's much more of the day when parents can really enhance the learning for our children. We don't have a policy of lots of homework at Wolfson Hillel, and that's deliberate because there are 3 areas that parents can really add value. We expect our children to be read with every day, them reading when they're able to, or you reading to them until they have learned to. Their spellings. Spellings need to be learnt in a rote fashion, and so we don't have the time to constantly go over that. And the last thing is their number bonds and times tables. These three things are the most important things that we implement in our homework policy. When children get to year 5, we do start to do more formal homework, preparing them for the rigours of secondary school. We're very lucky at Hillel that this school is an old secondary school site, so it's enormous and we have lots of facilities. Rather than having one hall where children have assembly, do PE and have lunch, which is never a fun experience, dancing on peas, children in our school have 3 separate halls, so that gives us lots of facilities for staging performances, for state-of-the-art gym equipment and for a separate dining room where children can relax. While I'm talking about dining room, we also offer family service lunch at Wolfson Hillel. Now this is a very important part of our training for our children in their social experiences. Family service does what it says on the tin. Children sit round a table with the serving bowls in the middle as you would for Shabbat and serve each other. Then what they're allowed to do is choose a little bit. If they're not sure about whether they'll like something, they can have a taste. And if they want more, then they can have more. What this has led to is many more children eating much more and much healthier at our lunch times. We're also very lucky at Hillel that we have a specialist music teacher. Jackie has been with the school since it opened 25 years ago and is part of the lifeblood of our school. She teaches every child in the school from nursery to year 6, but she also runs the choir and the orchestra, and children are encouraged to take part in performances and learn musical instruments throughout the time in our school. At Hillel, our Jewish Studies curriculum incorporates our Ivrit curriculum. Children learn in an integrated way in nursery and reception. So that events, for example, in Hanukkah, children may be counting to 8 using candles on the Hanukkah. Also, they may be making honey cake during lesson time in early years. What follows then is the priorities for our children to be able to technically read Hebrew, and we focus on that up until year 3, at which point we then move to reading for meaning and a greater focus on Ivrit. Running alongside that is our full Jewish Studies curriculum. Children are learning about the Torah, Jewish way of life. We obviously focus on Tefillah, Kabbalat Shabbat, Havdalah. We also implement Homash in Key Stage 2, and we have a text track that we run for children who choose to opt into that in years 5 and 6. Children who don't choose to do that opt into our Jewish way of life track, and that's very much about ensuring that every child leaves our school with a love of Judaism. I hope you've enjoyed hearing all about our school and the journey that we've been on for the last few years. Outstanding is not the end. If anything, this is just the beginning. It gives us the freedom to be even more creative and innovative, and we hope that Hillel is going to be the model for the school of the future, and I look forward to leading us as we move forwards. Thank you.